This just in. Steven Spielberg's Disclosure Day hits theaters today, June 12th, and the question everybody's asking is the old man back? Critics say yes. Box office, we're still holding out. We got Emily Blunt running from the government, Josh O'Connor blowing the whistle on a 60-year-old cover-up, Colin Firth playing the man in the suit trying to keep humanity in the dark, government conspiracies, extraterrestrials, and John Williams doing John Williams things. Tonight on the Winter Wolf's Den Special Report.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Winterwolf here, Kingsy over there. You've reached the review video for Disclosure Day just in time because Kingsy and I are going to lace him up and go about 12 rounds on this one according to his previous to the show statement. So we're going to get right underway now with Disclosure Day 2026. King, what were your overall thoughts on the movie?
So I think a lot of people, when you hear about a Steven Spielberg movie, you have expectations. But here's the thing, the old man hasn't delivered in a couple years. His last big thing was Ready Player One, which made a lot of money, hated by the fans, loved by critics.
Hated by you.
Definitely hated by me. Like, I'd rather have a colonoscopy than watch that movie again. And that's because I enjoyed the book so much. Will Wheaton does a great job reading the book.
Book was solid.
But I mean, West Side Story, bomb. The Fableman, bomb. The Post, that was a very niche movie, but it was really good. It was a really good movie. Meryl Streep is doing Meryl Streep stuff in there, and I thought it was a good movie about Nixon. Funny, he has Nixon in a lot of his movies. I'm finding out. And then you have to go back to 2015 for Bridge of Spies,
Dude,
which still only made $165 million.
You got to go 25 years, 20 years minimum to get to a Steven Spielberg movie that I give a single rat's ass about. I'm not even going to try to defend Indie Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, but that was probably the last time I gave a damn about a Spielberg movie on the way out as it was dropping in theaters. So you're talking like 2008. So yeah, there was a whole lot of hype, expectation, blind faith, I would say, for a lot of people, and thinking that the old man was coming back.
But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
And he's going to drop one more and then ride off into the sunset.
The fuck you are.
This wasn't that for me, man.
I thought it was. I thought this was a good story. It tracks as a good adventure story of two people trying to get away.
There's bones to it. And I think you're right on the blueprint for the adventure story is there. The excitement in the dribs and drabs that you get is definitely there, but it's not doing itself any favors when you're stretching those sequences out to 2 hours and 45 minutes and carried by the most underutilized actors in history delivering some of the worst dialogue I've ever heard. And
oh no, Colin Firth was solid.
No, dude, he was more boring than eggshell white paint.
It's Colin Firth. Of course it's going to be boring. Have you watched The King's Speech?
Doesn't matter. This didn't need to be that. And then you have him at the top of an evil organization that honestly,
not evil,
dude, evil organization that can't even get out of their own way to track down two people that had no business surviving on the run as long as they did. We're talking about an evil organization. I'm with the resistance guys on this one, dude. They evil if they don't want the truth out there. They just are. But like, we're not cracking any eggs to prove that we've got any kind of point. Like, you can, on the one hand, tell me that even if they're not evil, they don't understand that the stakes are as serious as they're telling me they are. Like, if they believe that, they should have shot everybody in that news studio at the end and suppressed the whole thing and not give up at the first sign of resistance, which they all did. This is the shittiest evil cover-up organization I've ever seen in a movie. It was awful. Awful.
Like you said, it was a 60-year cover-up, and they had the backing of the government, which he turned down, and he had his organization doing it. When you're trying to cover stuff up, bodies can't be hidden.
But you also
especially
can't
when
fail. And they
but
failed.
Look at They failed. That was the whole point of it. They
Yeah.
did everything they were supposed to. They cut the power at 2 different places. By the
Yeah.
way, the dude who scaled that fence,
Badass.
badass.
My
That
man got
dude
up
is
and over that fence,
athletic.
dude. Yeah, oh, yeah, dude. That man had jumps on him, definitely.
But they
100%.
destroyed
They
a
did.
power relay station
They did.
and then shut down the backup generator.
Yep.
And yet they still got power to get this out.
Because they had the alien bullshit device that's basically a magic wand. Like you just do whatever the plot
It's
needs.
a
It just didn't work.
universal remote. It controls the universe.
No, this isn't Hitchhiker's Guide. I can't do it. I can't. It's too silly for the seriousness of the topic they were addressing, because the only strong point of the movie for me, there were 2 conversations that were solid when Jane and who was male lead's name? I can't even remember his name.
It was Nolan. No, Dr. Daniel.
Daniel.
Keener.
When Jane and Daniel are having the should we, shouldn't we, what gives you the right to decide speech at the safe house, that was solid. That put the movie's premise out there for you to chew on and get a little back and forth in your own mind. And then it gets kind of revisited at the end with Hugo, and I'm just going to call him dude in the black suit that almost fried his brain. Lead bad guy.
Nolan. Colin Firth was Nolan, and Coleman Domingo, which Coleman Domingo is a rising star.
Yeah, solid.
Late in his career, because he was in Running Man, and the first place I saw him was a show called 4 Seasons, based off of a motion picture that was written by Alan Alda that was filmed in the 70s of the same name.
True. Yeah, definitely a name that I see out there and around more. So they revisited that conversation later in the movie, and kind of more in depth. And I'm like, okay, this is the sci-fi I'm here for, is to have that. What are the implications of this decision? How is this going to change things? They work in the nature of Jane calling her former mother superior about how, like what would we do? Like, what would this mean?
That wasn't a mother superior.
I got the rank wrong. You know what I mean? Whatever. Yeah. I got the rank wrong. She's calling back the person that was her boss, her direct report.
Her teacher while she was going through nunnery.
Whatever it was. And the nun laid it on her, like, yeah, you didn't lose your faith in God, you lost your faith in people. Like, okay, I'm here for those questions in this movie. I'm here for them nailing some aspects of like old E.T. and Indiana Jones, like that old Amblin Entertainment kind of upbeat adventure vibe. But it's not enough to do that and spread it as thin as they did over 3 hours without really layering on any kind of meat and potatoes on your main characters. Like, the story just starts with this chick waking up, having a stroke, and the cardinal activates her brain. Like, that's it. Like, okay, so she's got the relationship with her boyfriend.
She didn't have a stroke. They thought she had a stroke.
I know. I said she had a stroke because that's how I felt like I wanted one, so I wouldn't remember this movie for this review. That's how much I just not like this movie. I was more bored at this than at Backrooms, dude.
This movie is an old school. This is the type of movie we've been asking for that had story. No. It had so much backstory.
It had a bunch of shoehorned in parts that they layered on too late to justify it being 2 hours and 45 minutes. Like, it was 2
hours and 25 minutes.
It felt like it was about 8 hours and 63 minutes. That's all it felt like to me. Dude, all of that stuff, all the exposition came 2/3 of the way in, and then justifies that each of these two had an experience, and one was going to be the mouthpiece and the other person was the listening piece. I feel like there should have been more.
One was built to communicate with them, because he was the one who was given the playbook on how to communicate with them, which is math, because it's the universal language.
Again, fine.
1 + 1 is always 1. It's not racist.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
And the other one was to teach them what humans feel, so they could get their experiences. Exactly what you would do if you were a new person coming to the world.
Yeah, dude, and all that stuff checks out. The delivery system for getting those interesting pieces apart just did not calculate for me, like, at all. Like, the math failed me through its runtime, because the entire time I'm sitting there asking myself, I'm chewing over all these questions, and I'm saying, then do something with this, like, that's more interesting than have me follow these two people in 2 different parts of the country to get together, somehow moving at breakneck speed, but also in slow motion. It's hard to describe how frustrating this was to watch, because I feel like nothing interesting happened to get them to the part where by the time they reveal that they're building her childhood home in the hangar, like, if you didn't know that was her home 4 hours ago, like, you weren't paying attention. Like, it was clearly going to be her home. Clearly,
I
that was
will
not a surprise
say,
to me at all.
whoever built that home, if they could, secure it a little bit better, they need to be in the home building business. That was
Right.
quick. What was it,
Mhm.
like 2.5 days?
So
They
they
built a
built-
house in a hangar?
Dude, they built a house in a hangar and found every obscure wallpaper and kitty cat poster and bedspread and
When
butterfly
money isn't an
wallpaper.
object,
Yeah.
when money isn't an object, you can
Yeah,
do stuff like this.
You can do cool stuff. You know what you can't do though is beat availability. So how would they know what kitty cat picture was on her wall when she was 10? The alien told them? Maybe. I mean, possible, I guess.
Maybe they did visit them there as
Possible.
animals.
Possible. I don't know. Yeah, dude. I don't know. Tell me more about what you enjoyed. Offset my negativity on this one because I'm dying on the hill that this movie was a massive disappointment for me. So it's cool if you guys liked it. That's our policy here. You guys are allowed to like stuff that either of us don't like, and vice versa.
So I liked it because it was a good adventure story. 2, the bad guy wasn't completely bad. He's not out there indiscriminately just killing people. They're after a hunt. They're trying to hide it. I think the dude who what was his name in there? Santiago. That dude was freaking amazing when he showed up with the fire department.
That was cool.
That was cool. I'm like,
cool.
they're coming out with some cool things on how 2 different organizations. Well, it was all the same organization, but it was 2 different branches.
Corporate and then an organization, the resistance that spawned out of that.
Yeah, which are all former employees of that one who saw that what they were doing is bad, including the interrogation and torture of extraterrestrial beings.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the one that got Daniel to flip, was that video. And I think they did a great job of going back and looking at all the different crashes as they did the video, but they didn't do it so much where it kind of just over-explained. Like, they had to do it in chunks because they were constantly on the run. So it had to be spaced out to get the whole story. It's one of the things I always liked is, like, I don't need every ounce of information right up front and then just watch some people on the screen do stuff. This, you had to keep watching because it kept dropping information nuggets as it went. It's don't see the monster until you're in the 3rd act. Something people totally forget, especially making trailers. So that's why I like this. And a lot of people agree with me. On the Rotten Tomatoes right now, it is certified fresh.
Huh, I'm surprised I hadn't checked it. Hit me with the numbers. Or hit us with the numbers. Let everybody know.
81.75.
I'm surprised. I am surprised. I thought the general audience would have frowned on the runtime experience just in and of itself.
And it is projected to make $43 million this weekend, which will be Spielberg's highest opening ever.
Including Jaws and adjusted for inflation, really?
Based on this, it says 43 domestic opening would be his biggest ever start for an original Spielberg film.
Yeah, that surprises me. But I've heard this was supposed to land somewhere between 40 and 45. So I guess that means it's on target for their projection. So yay for them on that. For me, I can't get past feeling like it's too long. When the trail of breadcrumbs comes every like quarter of a mile, I feel like it's not a worthy enough trail for me to follow. I think that's the most succinct way I can put it, is that I wanted them to have more to say about what's going on and to get into really what some of the implications could be, and maybe just advance that part where they do their reveal a little earlier so we can see what the world does a little bit and not just end on I mean, tell me about the ending. Did you really think that the last 3 minutes of this experience was satisfying? Really? Because I did not. Like, I wanted something profound or uplifting, like on the level like E.T. Because like I said, I get that was the vibe they were going for, that adventure movie that leaves you a little upbeat. And instead what I got is like the day the earth stood still light. Like the only word we get out of the visitors is listen. That sounds like a command to me, boss. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to like what follows here. I was just hoping for something more, like something a little lighter.
The first message was, don't believe what they're telling you.
Well, I just mean what she signed, like how the movie signed off for us. You know what I mean? Like that's the message that everybody got pumped, that everybody could understand.
And the thing with that type of ending, though, like you said, it could be a command, like, listen, we're in charge now.
Yeah, it's ominous.
Or it could be like, listen up, we're here to help.
Yep. I mean, I feel like the better way to get that message across, if this is supposed to be a Spielberg, Amblin Entertainment style, family
Mhm.
friendly, I can't, I mean, it's family friendly insofar as like, you know, there's nobody's getting gutted, but like the last line of dialogue should have been, please listen. Like it should have been listen, like something lighter, something less
No,
ominous. It
no,
was
because
the
you need
wrong
the
tone.
ominous ending. This way, you have the debate afterwards.
Debate with who? Like us debating, or like people in the movie world debating?
No,
Like,
no, us debating the movie door.
yeah, do we
Because it
having
could
that
go
debate
either
right?
way, and you could
No.
then you could be on either side of the argument. Are humans ready to see that we are not alone, or is it better to keep us in the dark until we are ready?
But we're having that debate anyway. By the end of the movie, you can critique and then question just the effectiveness of what they're saying verbally directly without worrying about the after effect of that. Like I'm saying that I don't think leaving it on a one word listen with whatever tone is the worthy debate to be had. The worthy debate's the one you're talking about are we ready or not. I'm saying as far as a movie ending goes, I don't think I think they kind of crapped out on that because people are already going to debate the are we ready, are we not? Like I think that if
But
people are going to,
also, if we
yeah,
do find someone of superior technology
mhm.
and superior intellect, because one, they're traveling the galaxy, we are not. Uh,
Fluke of the chemistry.
I wouldn't say fluke to the chemistry. They could have, had they figured out quantum computing before we did.
Just remember, Rocky didn't know about radiation in Project Hail Mary. Somebody out there could discover FTL drive and still be burning coal for all we know. Maybe their
Coal powered
physics just works that
spaceships.
way.
We've seen it.
Seen it burning into God's head.
Yep.
Stupid movie. Speaking of
So,
stupid sci-fi,
would they be friendly
yeah,
or
I mean
and try to
that's
help
the
and
question.
bring us to their level, or would they
Yeah.
come to conquer?
Yeah, are you getting all right? Are you getting Vulcans, or are you getting the fucking things from
Or
Andromeda,
Klingons?
the Magog? I mean, Klingons we could probably. I don't know. We did do battle with them, but we encountered them on our level at that point. But that's a little different, I guess. But yeah, I mean, those are the big questions. Like the movie doesn't spend any time doing any of that at all, except for the 5 seconds of your guy in the black suit talking about, yeah, nobody's ready for this, and the other guy saying, "We are, trust me." I don't know. It seemed like it had an interesting question to ask, and then didn't want to stick around to actually hash out any of that. Like the
Well, they didn't
trailer,
also want to. They didn't want to have you hang around for another 40 minutes while we see how the world reacts.
but you could have cut 30 minutes out of the middle where they got nothing done in a couple of segments, and then given me 10 minutes of seeing the world react. Because I think the
What part you
trailer,
cut?
oh, dude, I already fell asleep through about half of it, so I don't even remember the part of it. But I mean, maybe stuff after the hospital and before the safe house, maybe everything at the motel. Like you could have condensed the capture scene to have occurred earlier, quicker. I don't know. Like I'd have to go back and actually like read the transcript of the movie and like
But then how would
pay attention to
Jane
it.
get the device who got it to her to turn everything back on? See,
Oh,
everything had a purpose.
right, because no, everything had a purpose as they wrote it out, as all things do. But like
If
you were
you
saying
cut
earlier,
anything, you're going to get that rushed movie, and then you'll
right,
still be complaining.
no. What I'm saying is you just do it differently from the beginning, so you're not cutting anything at all. You have a more tactical approach to when she gets the device. She was already in Daniel's company from scene 1.
So
Throw it
you
in,
want
throw it
to
in her
you want to
pocket.
make it
Then
you want to make it a
just,
Disney movie
it doesn't need to
where
be
it
a
just
Disney.
streamlines and just gives you everything, so you can sit there and look at your phone and play a phone
Nope,
game. And
doesn't need
and
that.
ha-
Nope, doesn't need that. It needs to meander less in Act 2. That way they can spend time when they want the big emotional beat to drop at the end, where I felt absolutely nothing and I knew that was wrong. Like there's always that scene at the end of the Spielberg movie where the score hits and you're supposed to get the big payoff, and I'm just sitting there waiting for the fucking credits, and I hate that feeling. So it's not about it being Disneyfied or needing to be Disneyfied. It's about earning the emotional payoff, and this movie did not get there for me at all. Super disappointed on that front. But let's talk creature design though, because I kind of want to get your take on whether or not you're a big fan of like the classic grays,
yeah, the gray
vegetable.
heads.
Yeah, well, what do you think of that design, just in like folklore and like
I think that just that's
classic?
in the lexicon. It's
Yeah,
in the cryptic world of
yeah,
what the extraterrestrials look like. You have the slims, you have the gray heads.
yeah. Let me
So
What did you think of
Yeah.
how they executed it? Did you think it looked good? Like I thought it
I
didn't
did.
look rubbery, it looked
I thought
okay.
the way they fit in with the black and white,
Yeah.
the way that they
like
had them, especially the dead ones at Roswell, and they were
dude, that was
trying to, they
brutal.
were picking up with the shovels, so they didn't know,
Dude,
you're scared of chemicals, you never know.
dude, that was the only emotional situation in the movie for me for like 2 hours was them moving the dead one and then watching the reporter get emotional at the end as she's watching them handle the bodies. Like, oh, this is actually kind of moving here. Okay, finally, we're getting somewhere. I like that they walk weird. Like their limbs are
Yeah,
similar to ours, but they get this kind of like
but they kind of like sit back and
swaying
walk.
thing. Yeah. They lean way far back, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, that's nifty. That's on purpose. I like that.
You know who did a fantastic job? Who's not one of the main cast? I think the news anchor when they went national,
That's
and
what I'm talking about.
she's
Yeah,
trying to just
yes.
describe what's going on,
That-
and she just doesn't know what to say.
And she starts getting choked up. Like she,
Yeah.
as the footage gets worse, she starts getting choked up and she's apologizing. I'm like, that's who I'm talking about. I got a little
Yeah.
emotional with her at that
She
point.
did
'cause I was with
really
her.
good, because I think that's how a news anchor would
Yeah.
be, with something like this dropped on them, especially on the heels of World War III, that people are not really like, oh, you think they're going to bump World War III? Yes, we
Mhm.
do.
For this, they are, yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like that, and even then, like, I'm glad you brought that up because it kind of slipped my mind. I'm like, that's definitely an intentional backdrop in this movie that the world is a powder keg and is ready to go. Like the fuse is lit, right? And I feel like they could have spent more time hammering that point home somewhere. They did a great job with the gas station scene, where like people are like panic buying up the groceries.
You
People are
have
filling
that.
portable
You have
gas
the
cans.
initial news report as they're
Yep.
walking by. You
Yep,
have the newspaper at the house that you saw, where it was like tensions rising.
What I
Highest level of DEFCON since the Cuban Missile Crisis.
What I think I wanted more of, though, because I think the trailer did a pretty good job structuring this out, because I remember the scene where they're cutting in elements of the disclosure and we see all the nuns holding their crosses. So you get that this is like a tense situation for them. I'm thinking something would have been effective, like how they did in, and not that this was a serious movie, but like something like Independence Day, where we're getting looks at around the world of people reacting and being stressed. But basically, all we got are just people like, and maybe this is commentary, maybe this is intentional. They're like, it's just literally just people staring at their phones on the subway, in the street, Russian soldiers on the back of APCs, like looking at iPads and phones. But we're all just doing the same thing. Like, where's somebody that's ready to overreact and kick it off? Where is somebody calling for like peace? Like, I needed more of like humans doing stuff besides looking at the screen. But now that I say it out loud, maybe that was the point. Maybe that's the disappointing
point.
truth. And it just occurred to me, so I'm a little late to the party on that.
And that's what it probably really would be like if they did a full disclosure, which this movie comes out
AI
on a disclosure day. And they had that discussion, like, is this AI?
Yep.
They're like, no, all the megapixels are their own. Like, they're running through chats and everything.
I like that they cued that in there to like let you know that no, like we can detect when some shit's bullshit to a strong degree. Like we can authenticate video footage. Like we can.
Yeah, you did, because it'll be the pixel count. Like there's little frames and stuff in there. What show we just watched where they did that really good and explained that? Oh, it was Cross. Season 2 of Cross on Amazon.
True.
Yeah, they did that really well. Talked about like how you could tell it's AI, and then trying to pull the real video out from underneath the AI overlay.
Yes, I like the stuff in the newsroom was good about, and I liked how they're directing things, you know, to go to this feed, to go to this, to get Kansas City, to go to New York, because you need New York. When New York goes live with it, you're reaching 12 million people instantly live, and he's like, not a single frame delay. Like, no, this needs to follow the raw feed, blah, blah, blah. Like, I get it. Like, that's all working for me. And I'm like,
it got me there. And I was happy at the end. Like, I wasn't overjoyed, but I would definitely watch this movie again when it comes out on streaming.
I mean, but that's a solid ass mark of praise right there. Those, what will you watch, given the limited time you have for discretionary viewing of entertainment products or gaming or whatever? You're going to give it another 3 hours. That's a pretty solid mark. I'm not going to. I think the Spielberg run is over for me. We're far enough away from like peak 80s and 90s of the stuff that he made, like Private Ryan and everything else that I really enjoy. I got 6-7 of those movies. I'm good. I don't need to worry about whether or not he makes another movie before he retires. I mean, the guy's 79 years old.
I think this is a, if this was a Swan song, I think it would be a good one for him to go out on. Because it's coming in at good numbers. It's gonna do decent at the box office. It's not gonna be a $500 million one. It will pull a profit, but it will be a good one to go out on, and then say, you know what, it is time for me to hang up. I'm gonna put my I'm gonna wait for me and Scorsese. Scorsese is supposed to be directing his Swan song next year.
True. Yeah, then maybe it's a good time for him to get off the train then and see what happens. Like, dude, I gotta give this probably 6 out of 10 grays. I don't think I can go higher than 6. I'll give it 6 because it's Spielberg directing a movie, but I don't like what's in the movie, but it's still done. It's still done Spielberg right. Like, it's still the competently shot. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's enough technical stuff there to like. There is a couple of there's some legit humor where it belongs, like Wyatt Russell in particular as like the confused boyfriend. Like, there's some funny stuff.
Who already found someone else.
Right.
You know what you did.
Yeah, he did. You know, like there's a little physical comedy at the end that's gonna rub some people the wrong way, like when the invisibility thing happens and like dudes are just walking into stuff. Like,
that was funny.
I thought that was funny, but some of the negatives that I've read were like, that's just dumb. Like, it's supposed to be a tense beat at the end. Like, no, but it's a Spielberg movie at the end of the Goonies. Like, it's gonna be funny, and people are gonna be picked up by invisible people and moved out of the way. Like, I just moved the mic out of the way. Like, I get it. It was intentionally funny. Like,
it's supposed to diffuse it because it was tense until the part where they had to clear it out, and then you have to diffuse it and get people's heart rate back down.
And that's the getaway, right? So I got that. I was all right with some of those kind of things, but that was solid. Some interesting sci-fi bits, but like nothing new.
It's definitely nothing new.
The mythos.
Maybe
I wanted something there. Maybe I wanted something there. Like, I wanted a little bit more out of like the ufology, the mythos, and not just like does everything always have to start with Roswell? Like, always? I mean, it's
because that is in our lexicon. That is in our history. It's always going to be the first one. But I'm glad that they threw in Pittsburgh and they threw in Minnesota. They threw in a couple other ones. So
right through the 70s.
Arizona.
Yep, they did. They really did. And
they didn't just stick with Roswell. If they would have just stuck with this as just Roswell, that would have made me upset.
Because I mean, that's as basic bitch as this movie could have got if it was just that. But I mean, when they started breaking out some of the footage, they had some solid images, and I'm glad it wasn't just U.S. aircraft shooting shit down. Like, we got our pilots like on cockpit cam looking at like the giant triangle rising out of the night sky and clouds. I'm like, dude, that's a dope image. So there was that stuff, and that's why I'll go 6. I was going 5 until we just had the chat like I usually do. I'm going to give it a point because as I remember some of the highlights of the actual interesting stuff that came during disclosure, I can bump it a point. That interrogation scene was brutal, and it was brutal without showing you a whole lot of anything going on.
You mostly heard it.
You heard it. It was a weird camera, like over the procedure and set far enough back with some grainy footage. But like, you get that there was a person in distress that was there against their will, and that sold it. So when he slammed the laptop shut, I'm like, yep, good. Don't need it.
And that's also really good on Eve. Was it Himson? Or
is that who played Jane?
Yeah, Jane.
Yeah.
That goes to her credit of the way she was reacting to something that really wasn't on screen.
Yep. So I mean, and I think that's and again that's a mark of both her ability to pull the scene up, but also that's direction. Like, that's Spielberg being like, hey, this is what you would see. It's agonizing. He sounds pitiful. It's being held down. Like, if you were watching this happen like a dog or a kid, what would you do? You know what I mean? How would you get into that? And I thought she pulled that off. That was the only good bit. I'll give you this. The nifty bit of the sci-fi that I did like was the diving. Like, when you hold the device, you can remote view and also remote pilot. That was kind of cool.
Also love that it had a payment. Like, you had to pay to do it. Like, they're monitoring life parts, and then how she figured out, like, if she gets hurt,
she can.
It kind of breaks the link a little bit.
Dude, then answer me this then, right? He couldn't dive on Daniel because they called him an experiencer. Does that have something to do with, like, because he's been touched by the alien deal? Like, he experienced that. Okay, so it wasn't something that he wasn't a different class of person
No.
It's
It's
beyond
because
the intervention.
because that those things came around his head, and he was given that gift where he
and
can,
that's the experience. Okay, that was the experience.
and that's what kept him from diving in.
Got it. That's where I was leaning there, but I was like, I want to be sure. Because I was like, because otherwise that's that's a massive plot contrivance. Like, hey, you know the guy we're trying to find? Can't get him. He's special. But no, like he had an actual plot tied in reason that they couldn't. So they get marks on that. Like that's fine. That's cool. But the diving thing was kind of cool. It was like they took the Stranger Things 11 remote viewing thing, but then dialed it from 11 to 12. See what I did there?
Yeah, and then they took control.
That's remote piloting. That's what I said. It wasn't just remote viewing. It was remote piloting, which was kind of nifty. I'm with that. All right, dude. Give me your score on the grayscale. How many grays is this?
I'm not going to go much higher than you. It's 6.5. Like, but I had a good time at the movie.
How does this? I thought it was 3.5 points for you.
Well, one, it's nothing new. Two,
Fair.
you did see it. You did see it coming from a mile away, and the trailer was horrible. So I knew what was going to come.
Yeah, I mean, was there really any? I see that some of the negatives.
There was no surprises.
That's
in
what
that
I'm
movie.
saying. I read some stuff where people were like, "Wait a minute!" At the end of the movie, they just disclosed that aliens are real. Like, it's the fucking title. Like the trailer.
It's in the name.
It's in the name, and in the trailer they show you reading this shit, right? Like, did you think that like there was going to be? Like War of the Worlds or some shit? Like, what were you? Because I wasn't expecting War of the Worlds.
I was not expecting an action flick. I didn't think there was going to be tons of gunfights. Yep. It was going to be a slow burn human sci-fi film. Yep. I got exactly what the trailer told me I was going to get. So I got the chicken parm, as you'd like to put. I knew exactly what I was
Chicken parm's an 8.5. This isn't chicken parm. I think you got fish and chips, and they let it sit out a little while for 6.5, dude. Come on.
No, what I was talking about is that I knew what I was going to get, and I got what I got it.
Gotcha.
So I
didn't order. It's not a quality score. It's this is what I asked for score. Gotcha.
This is what I asked for. It's exactly what I knew I was signing up for. I was not disappointed. And I think Spielberg did a great job. I'm not going to say he's fully back, but I do believe this would be a good swan song for him.
Yeah, I think on that point too, I think I would agree there, because I don't know what I'd want to see in another 5 years. Like if he decided he had one more in him, like what kind of derivative Indiana Jones adventure heist thing would we get? You know what I mean? Like
I would go one more. If he did one more, it would be him and George Lucas together to tell a sci-fi film, because George Lucas and him had a bet on which one was going to make more money, and they switched points for it, because George Lucas thought Close Encounters of the Third Kind was going to make way more money than Star Wars. So Steven Spielberg is raking in the money from Star Wars, so they switch points on it.
If that's true, that's awesome. That sounds like old legend.
Yeah, because Spielberg loved Close Encounters and like telling that real sci-fi story of that would happen to people.
And that's I think that's why subconsciously I dunked on this halfway through, because I'm like, I remember Close Encounters, like I remember Cocoon, like there were interesting things happening in both of those movies that had never been done on the scale or at the quality point until that time. The 50s were full of lots of alien black and white beat.
But it was aliens coming, take you to your leader.
Right. It was Camp AF. Right. When he took his stabs at these things, it was done seriously. You know what I mean? I don't mean gritty. I don't mean like grim dark. I mean, no, it's like we're going to tell you like an actual human drama that's dressed in sci-fi, and this didn't get to that level for me. That's what I wanted. I wanted the master to return. So maybe I'm a victim of my own hyped up expectations. I wanted another Cocoon, another Close Encounters before another ET before he takes.
And you're not going to get the surprises. You're not going to get something new. This is exactly
lukewarm
what
chicken parm.
It is.
Yeah, lukewarm chicken parm from the king. We'll cut this down to the bare minimum because we did go a little longer, but hey, it was a spirited debate, and that's why we love doing the two-man review and not the solo shots here. All right, guys, we will see you in the next one.